Hello. It's the preamble, the part of the show that I dislike, where we say clearly and distinctly that we are aware we are being surveilled. We do not like it. We did not ask for it. If anyone is making money off of this, it absolutely is not us. And we want it to stop. Andy asked us once, except that he didn't ask us. This was in the period after which people stopped being able to speak to us directly in any meaningful way. Um, for some fucking reason that we still don't really understand. Why we streamed still? What with the whole being way too visible all the fucking time, why would we bother to choose to stream for 3 hours in a chunk? And the reason for that is in the question, I think. It's because this is the period of time where we are choosing to be visible. People should be visible if they choose to be. This is a 3 hour chunk every day now that we're fine with because it is under our control to an extent. We can we choose the game we play. We choose how to react to it. We can't affect people mirroring this fucking stream or clipping it and taking it away and using it to create lies about us or whatever the fuck's going on. We still don't know. Hey, if you do, joyandsolace@gmail.com so that we can actually do some fucking fighting. We'd love to. But if they want to come in here and try that, they have to toe a line, yeah, or we have a ban button. It's 3 hours where we don't have to put up with YouTube thumbnails that have been designed to try to trigger us, or having to overhear other people's conversations, which are clearly meant to direct bullshit at us. This is the 3 hours a day where we can just fucking breathe. We'd like to breathe more often. If you can help us, please do that. I'm gonna play the syncope and then we'll get into it. Welcome, friends. It's good seeing you. My name is Remy, and I am, as always, your favorite voice in the void. Um, Tonight I'm going to be playing a game that I haven't played in years, called The Unfinished Swan. It is, it's a game about um, art and the creative process and burnout a little bit. That also serves as your content warning, I think. My memory of it is that it's very light as far as it goes. It doesn't handle the heavy subjects in a heavy way. There's not any violence in it that I can remember, and while there is an area which is meant to be a little bit scary, it's not designed to be like that all the time. It's not oppressive in its scarcity. That's not the word I want. Scaringness. Sure, why not? Um, but otherwise, it's just a pleasant little independent game. Uh, Speaking of pleasant little independence, I am a strange person who occasionally makes weird sex jokes or speaks frankly about my trauma. If that's not your vibe, that's okay. If you find that something you're comfortable being around, I'm happy to have you here. If you're here specifically to mock that, don't do that. You're not going to listen to me. It doesn't matter what I say in this space, you're not going to listen to me. But I'm going to keep telling you anyway in the hopes that, I don't know, someday maybe I'll get through to you. It would be so nice. Anyway, Unfinished Swan. I'm just going to jump into it. Let's bring that down. And it says it's loading. There we go. Santa Monica Studio, apparently, originally released on PlayStation, although this isn't that, and put out by Annapurna. This might have been one of the first like games that Annapurna put out, I think. Um, we're just gonna reset save data from here. And jump into this blank page.
Monroe's mother had always been much better at starting things than finishing them. When she died, she left behind over 300 canvases, not one of them finished, along with Monroe, who felt pretty unfinished himself. The orphanage allowed him to keep only one painting, and so he chose the unfinished swan that had always been his mother's favorite. But that night, he woke up to find the swan had disappeared. So he took his mother's silver paintbrush and followed the footprints into a little door he hadn't seen before.
All of that was presented like a children's book, complete with text and very basic little drawings of a child in a room. Oh, so this looks like a blank screen, but it isn't. I thought I could use the controller to control that, but I can't. I need my keyboard and mouse, so let's do that. As you just saw, as we left click, it sends out a little ball of ink, which splashes on the place it contacts. You can sort of see a door shape over here. And this is basically how we interact with this game and its world. We throw ink everywhere to sort of figure out where the walls are. Let's just... Oh. As we come across objects. Oop. We can splash near to them and sort of see what they are, like this barrel and easel. Or a bench. It's important to I forgot how fucking pretty this is. And also how fun it is to do this thing. I started speaking and then stopped. It's important to not just kind of splash ink everywhere. Because in order to see a wrench, you need a little bit of context. Or contrast. Or rather, the contrast provides context. And we can see out there in the distance, there's some webbed footprints of the Swan. We'll follow those in a moment, but oop. Well, we found a lake. Where when we put our little paintballs in it, they just sort of float there a while and then sink. Oh, and fish come to grab it. Cute. Oh, hi there. We splashed a very large frog. Hang on, I kind of want to sploosh a little bit over this way. Okay, so that's that edge of the river. You can jump. Oh. Found another bench. Okay, we can't follow the duck prints out that way. Swan prints, I suppose. Ah, okay. We have a little piece of bridge here. Oh, okay. There we go. I needed to splash around over there a little to reveal the stones we're supposed to hop over. We're just gonna right over the bridge, right over the lake, I think. I think we reached the other side. Yep, we got some stairs. It's really neat, I think, looking back over the area we just left and kind of seeing the sort of paintball scattershot way we made the landscape look. All right, up this way, which appears to be something a little more wooden or stone, maybe. It's definitely a crafted ass staircase. There's also a crown in the distance. Let's bonk our way past this gate, which is a crown with a mustache. Okay. Ah. The crown is sitting on top of a statue of a man with a mustache. Some type of fucking king. Alright, so I think what we found is a castle. We can't get out that way. There's bars on the door. Unless there's a switch somewhere we're meant to throw. Oh no, we probably go up this way. Up this ramp. Yeah, okay. And up this other ramp, continuing. Kind of want to get a little bit of more. Just a little bit of more. Get a little bit better of a view for their ceiling. Well, doesn't appear to be. Okay, and that ways back out to the lake. We can hear the swan, and there are some more swan prints over this way. Just follow this very rickety awning. There we go. We've gotten up high enough to reach the roofs, apparently. Just sploot down a couple more paintballs over there for color. There we are. I think we're supposed to jump down this way. Oh, yep. Gratefully, there is no fall damage. Oh. There's a pair of golden bird legs, but it's not of a swan. It's just a massive statue of a chicken. I like the little... I like the noise it makes when it hits the statue. Our paintball. It's like subtly different and lets you know that that's like a thing that's made of metal. Here's another golden thing. Apparently it's a ring on a statue of a hand holding a turkey leg. You know, the order of operations. First you have a chicken, and then you have the leg of a chicken. Oh, here's another one. This one's a pig, I think. Yeah. That gold being kind of the curly tail. Yeah. Oh, and then of course immediately after that is a statue of bacon. There's a balloon over there. Well. More statues. We got a Pegasus. And then across from it is some sort of... Oh, what is this called? A spit roast, where you stick a piece of stick through a meat and then you turn it over a fire. Oh. Well, there's a box. I was about to say hanging precariously. I don't think we can tell whether or not it's precarious, so it's just hanging. We can probably get up there to that balloon, but I want to keep exploring down here first. Because, of course, a game about revealing the world one splotch at a time has a whole bunch of things hiding in little corners. Like this door that we've just opened. Or is this the way we're supposed to go? Oh. Possibly not. There's another balloon in here. Pardon me, the balloon. Nice work. You can use to buy things from the toys menu. Yes, this was a hidden thing. Good for us. Alright, so now let's go up. Got a staircase and reach the obvious balloon in a second. After I'm done. Oh, it's a window. That's why it bounced off. going from Pegasus to spit roasting, sort of did something to my brain that I'm kind of trying to come back from a little bit. Anyway, okay. There's the, what is this thing the balloon is perched on? Oh, it's a hippo's head wearing a crown mounted on the wall. Ow. Okay, well, I'm certain I can make that jump. Or wait, am I supposed to... I might need to come at it from that side? No, I can't reach over there, I don't think. I just need to... Do I have a run? I don't appear to have a run button. So I can't do a running jump. I'll just have to leap. Up, yep. There we go. Balloon 2 of 9, apparently. Oh, found the ceiling finally. Just roll ourselves up this way. Oh. Finally found some more swan prints. And more of these golden emblems of the Mustache King. Oh.
The king was young, arrogant, and amazingly talented. He was convinced no color existed that was good enough for his garden, so he left it white. While he pondered how to create some new colors, his kingdom began attracting settlers, and soon he found himself with bigger problems.
Oh. Fun, subtle. There was a golden tea hanging in the, hanging in the void, and when I splashed it, it popped up this, new... Oh, okay, apparently if I hit the balloons with a paintball, it counts just the same as though I had, collected it. Sorry, hitting the golden tea brought up this, another of the, children's book pages, which are, very delightfully, if simply illustrated, of, a king looking in a mirror, painting a massive statue of himself. Oh. We can apparently just knock over these bricks or boxes. Just bust our way through the wall like a Kool-Aid man. Oh, well, there's a hot air balloon out there. I don't know if we can reach it because between us and that is this very clearly a pit. But there's swan footprints down there, so presumably it's safe to land on.
Hey!
Oh, hey! It's the goose. Or, swan. Sort of ran down this hallway. Part 2, the watchtower. There must be some way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. Oh. It's getting a little spiky. It's hard to image describe this as we go along because we are, like, literally just kind of creating the zone with our splashes as we go. But largely, it is a castle. Which, if it were not in monochrome, would probably be made of stone. There's some kind of moat down there. Oh, that's a few tiers down. But the Swan Prince kind of want us to go up this way? To where that other, Escutcheon of His Majesty the King is? Well, do we have to go down this way first? Because there's Swan Prince over here, too. You need to quit calling it that. Sorry, the game hands me a little bit of Untitled Goose Game. So, how am I meant to get up there then? Let's just drop this way then, since we know how to go this way. Or, hang on. Is this the... Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's the reason why that, urn that we knocked off of that shelf went and bounced by us immediately. The bottom of this is the top of this. This is sort of a thinking with portals moment. There we go. Oh, hang on. We have some grayscaling. The door is closed behind us. We may be locked in. Okay, so we're starting to get some, like, gray shadows on things. There's another golden letter floating in the air, so...
The king's new subjects were tired of white. They were tired of tripping, of banging their shins, of misplacing their homes. So they started painting everything, ruining the king's spotless design. In response, the king outlawed all non-magical brushes and pledged to spend the next month painting shadows for his kingdom.
The illustration which accompanies this is the king with his flowing mustache and cloak, uh, crouching, sort of sullenly painting a shadow on a pillar. Oh, well. That's good. Suppose if we walk out into the next area, we can actually, like, there are shadows on things. We can actually see a majority of the environment around us. Like this fucking thing. Hey, how do I even describe you? You're like a really big nudibranch. Oh, there's a balloon in there too. With the absolutely massive nudibranch. Or however it's pronounced. I don't think it's pronounced that way, but I also don't know how it's pronounced. Part 3, The First Castle. Okay, well, first of all, we're not going to go that way. We're going to turn around. Because I definitely saw the balloon in there. Well, we fall in the water, and it doesn't want us to do that. It very simply teleported us out of the water. But if I walk along this little pathway here, I can boop that balloon. There we go. Well, let's get down where it's not quite that. You see, like those assholes, the one who claimed to be selling AI viewership in a different kind of scam than the kind of scam that they're actually running. They don't even show up in actual chat. I just have to hit ban on them. No, everything's just a little too bright in this courtyard. So, let's get some contrast. I think, yeah, we're supposed to go up that way. Up that staircase, but I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, neat. There's a whole interior space in there with like stuff hanging up in it. And I'll go check it out in a second. I have noticed a balloon over here in the corner. Bonk. 5 of 9. And it looks pretty clearly like a, well, door's closed behind us again. Like a workroom. Here we have a painting of the king, painting a painting of the king, painting a painting of the king, painting a painting of the king. Hang on, can I match this up so it aligns with that window perfectly? Probably not, right? Certainly not both windows. I can get close. Over here there's a maze with a path picked out. I'm actually just gonna do myself a favor. Oh, hi there, Velok Viren. It's good to see you again. I don't think I said last time, but please let me know if there's a thing you want to be called that isn't your username. We're playing The Unfinished Swan, a game about a kid following the steps of a magical swan through a sort of painterly world. It came out quite a long time ago, but I find it very delightful. It's a nice little sort of a ship with balloons instead of sails. There's your hippo with a crown, presumably the one that they cut the head off and mounted in the room back there. A couple more paintings of the city that presumably the castle we're in is in from a distance. Well, I mean, there's a golden ladder. Let's go ahead and take that. And up here, there is... Oh, this is a model of the area we were just in, I think. And also a balloon. Beautiful. We generally go by multi. We weren't able to get that username, the username that we currently use everywhere else on here for some reason. That's a shame. That's good to see you, though, multi. If you feel like sharing forth in chat, I would be happy to hear about your day. If you're just here to, like, chill and watch, then please do that. Oh, yeah. There we go. There is a castle out in the distance and a whole bunch of maze between here and there. Oh! Hi, Swan. We'll, go try and get to Swan here in a minute. I guess we just drop down from here? Ow. Okay, so I think that's our goal, where the golden crown and mustache icon is. Oh, hang on. Here's another page.
The labyrinth was designed to be beautiful, and it was. It was not designed to be practical, and it wasn't. Whole families got lost for weeks at a time, mail took months to arrive, and many worried a labyrinth of this size was bound to attract dragons. Eventually, the complaints grew so loud even the king couldn't ignore them.
Christ, what an asshole. Oh. Balloon. 7 of 9. Which is one of my favorite characters from Star Trek, largely because Jerry Ryan is incredibly attractive. Also, I have a weakness for cyborgs, as my spouse could attest to. Our AC broke, so it's been very warm indoors, and unfortunately haven't been able to get great sleep. I'm very sorry to hear that. Are you, well, I was about to ask where you are, and then realized that that would not here to ask people to dox themselves necessarily. But are you in one of the places that is experiencing a massive heat wave? So that's probably the place we're supposed to go, where the door is, but I want to keep going around here and seeing what there is to see, because obviously. Loot the walls just a little bit more. Not excessively, fortunately. This is mostly just regular summer temperatures. While I'm glad it's not worse, I'm sorry that it's not good. I think we've seen all of the space in the maze that we can get to. So, let's just go through our door here. And up these steps. Where? Who? It did a little Euclidean magic on us. We're now high above the city, near to the top of the castle, and we can see the massive labyrinth laid out before us, which is incredibly cool. Oh, and that's the little space we started from, I think. The pool with the massive nudibranch in it. Oh, and there's our friend the Swan. There goes our friend the Swan. Go ahead and balloon. Makes me feel good that we're apparently keeping up with that. There's also a golden telescope, which we can press F to use. We can't move it around, but we can see the place where we just came from. Oh, if we hadn't got that balloon next to the statue when we went by it, this would show us explicitly where it is, I think. But we did get that. So let's go in this very different kind of balloon. The hot air kind of balloon. Oh.
For the first time in weeks, Monroe felt good. He felt even better when the wind pushed him close enough to reach the Swan. He was feeling so good, in fact, that he forgot all about his fear of heights. But when the Swan wriggled free and Monroe fell over the side, he remembered almost immediately. That might have been the end of Monroe if this were a shorter story, but it isn't, which is why Monroe's troubles were just beginning.
Oh no. We missed a balloon in there somewhere, I think. It would have been in the watchtower. It very helpfully gives us the chapters and And places where the balloons are. I like very much, actually, that it, like, rather than just moving on to the next chapter, it pops up here to the storybook menu again. That's actually really cool from the perspective of, like, hey, if you're maybe a parent with a child and you want, and this is something you could use maybe as kind of the equivalent to a bedtime story, it gives you nice little chapter breaks. That's neat. Sitting here, I'm now thinking I kind of wish more games were designed explicitly with, or even not explicitly, just in a way that would help, like, parents play games with their kids multi-generationally, like the way that Mario Galaxy had the sort of star bit collecting mechanic. Anyway, Chapter 2, The Unfinished Empire. We're just going to jump into it.
Monroe scrambled out of the water and found himself in a massive city with no sign of the Swan or anyone else. Well, except someone's enormous pair of feet. These were attached to a giant who could have been a big help in catching the Swan, but, unfortunately, here was the laziest giant who had ever lived, and it was his day off. Having celebrated in his usual way, he was now sleeping it off and quite unable to hear Monroe yelling. While he was looking for a way to wake the giant, Monroe noticed something even better: a floating ship.
It's the ship with the 2 hot air balloons that we saw before. Oh, hey. Oh. So we have stepped out into a city which has, like, a lot more definition. Like, it's still mostly monochrome, but, like, there's grayscale on things. Things are, like, painted, and our paintballs are not, ink splodges anymore. Well, they are, but they're blue, and they fade initially. They're acting more like water balloons. Mm-hmm. We can hit the sign and make it wiggle. I guess those are the giant's feet up there. Hey. Alright. Cannot reach from here. Right, can't go in there either. Hi, Swan. Follow that Swan. They've gone past this absolutely massive series of gates. And I guess this is where the giant is. Hey. Throwing our little water balloons at the giant's elbow or whatever that is apparently is not going to wake them up. Over here there's sort of a paddle arrangement. Yep. We can throw our water balloons at that. And that is slowly and delightfully unrolling this drawbridge so we can get across to this river. Well, there's a balloon in there. And there's a golden ladder poking out of a hole in that room too. So if we can figure out how to get to wherever that ladder is, we can go up in there and get that balloon. I'll probably just like get reset if I jump in the water, right? Yeah. Monroe apparently is not a strong swimmer. Oh, that's a dam. Okay. That's why this part isn't completely blue the way the rest of it is. Hey. Can I get that balloon from here? Probably not. It would actually be a lot easier to walk across this. Riverbed to get over to that. That bridge on the other side. On the other hand, I am still wondering if I can find where... Oh, there we go. I think this is where the... Oh, no, we're apparently supposed to go this way, because there's a page over there. And so I don't want to go that way first. I want to go get this balloon then. Or can I? I don't think I can, actually. I probably have to, like, find a thing to raise the dam to get the water in here so that I can get on this boat. Hi there, Glitched Out. Please let me know if you want to go by something that isn't your username. Glad to see you. I am Remy, and I'm playing Unfinished Swan. A very pretty little game about, a very pretty little art game.
Before he discovered painting, the king was a potter. He loved the simplicity of a well-spun pot. So when his subjects complained that his new city was too austere and that there was nowhere to relieve themselves, the king ignored them. But when they started relieving themselves in his pots, the king hastily built them a sewer system.
You see, buddy, you have to deal with practicalities first. Oh, there we go. There's the ladder I was looking for. Yep, and our balloon. Pop. 1 of 28. Oh. And here's a much better view of the giant. Oh, and apparently, Oh, okay, there's a... This is where we're meant to open the dam from. So hang on, let me go check out the other way real quick. Meow. We watched a playthrough of this game long ago. It's very nice, fittingly. We never watched until the end. What I remember of the ending is very good. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, as I kind of want this to be, as they said, channeling Scheherazade. Um, because I kind of wanted this to be 2 streams, but I will be finishing it, or plan to, unless something goes terribly wrong. Otherwise, I'm happy to have you here. It is a very nice game. And I wanted to sort of, after doing an art stream and Ina Dream Barbecue like I did the last couple of days, I wanted to stay in something that was a little less traditionally gamey and a little more artistic. There we go. We open up the floodgates and we should be able to get over to that other thing now. But first, there's a storybook page over that way.
Sometimes the giant wondered about where all the people in the city had gone. Mostly he worried they might come back and ask him to clean their gutters or put out their fires. But they never did, and that was why the giant, who was the laziest that had ever lived, was also the happiest.
Listen, sometimes you just get burnt out. Up. High up. Let's get this other balloon over here before I forget about it. Pop. Nope. Pop. So we head into this little tunnel. Oh no. There are things on the ceiling. It's fine, they're leaving now. Bats, the animal, are cute and not usually as dangerous as people make them out to be. Part 2, scaffolding. Oh. Let's let that ladder down. Because we can't climb up this one. It's busted. Halfway up. And we can't do the Minecraft thing of just getting to the top of the broken ladder and then jumping up a cube to get up there. But... Oh, well... I should have known better. I think I can make that, actually. I'm gonna try that again. Because if I can get to the top of the, like, top half of the broken ladder, then there's a little, like, platform that it goes up to. Oh, no, I'm probably meant to, like, go around and, like, do some environmental puzzling in order to do that and not just simply jump over this way. Oh, no, I can simply jump over this way. There's a bathroom over here, but only for people with mustaches, regardless of whether they're square body or flare body. There's a balloon. Pop. And we can climb up that way. I just kind of want to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I don't believe I did. So how's your day gone, Glitch? If you feel like sharing, you don't have to. I just like knowing people. Oop. We can climb up this way. Oh. Hello and goodbye, Swan. This is just, well, we can jump over there to where there are more swan prints. This is a little more open than the previous area, which I do like. Oh, okay, that's what that does. There's another one of those little windmill things on top of this. On top of this crane thing, which we can use to rotate the crane thing and make it a little bridge for us. And I'll do that in a minute because there's a balloon over there that I wanna go get. Just play it safe and walk down this ladder. Walk up this other ladder. Pop. Oh, okay, this is where we were supposed to get on the crane in the first place before I rotated it. So hang on, let me go rotate it again. Let's scroll back up this way. And yeah, that's where we were supposed to get on and then didn't. There's a couple balloons over there. Attached to that gate. Can I get over there? Well, not by doing it that way. It's making noise like I've done something. But I don't feel I have. On the other hand, I also can't... Oops. I was about to say I can't move this any further this way, which is... not ideal. Hang on. Well... Well, okay, so first of all... I'm sort of glad I looked around the way I did, because I realized that I missed a balloon over here back up on the scaffolding, so... Hello, and bop. Oh, okay, I think I see what the problem is. It wants me to be on that longer edge. It feels like an inappropriate game to make an edging joke during, but I already made the spit roasting joke, so I don't know why I'm drawing the line there. Anyway. We'll just spin this back round. And be able to jump down from there. There's a balloon. And over here's an other balloon. It has been a slow, calming day. I'm very glad for that for you. The the world we're in right now is very everything all of the time. I'm glad that you got to have a calm one. We'll go back out and deal with that in a moment. I want to go have a look through that telescope real quick. Although I'm sure it's just going to show me a place where there would have been a balloon. Or, no, it's pointed up towards the, yeah, it's pointed up towards the ship that we're trying to, board way up there in the sky. And it's showing us where the Swan has perched itself on one of the balloons. I see you, Swan. We'll get back around to you. Pop. Over here we have a mustache door. We can't open right now. Here in this massive courtyard, we've got a... It looks like it might have been a well at one point, but right now it's just a tangle of brambles growing out of a middle thing. We can't throw our water balloons in that to any good effects. They just sort of bounce off. Is there anything up this way? There's a few balloons back there, and also, a paddle wheel device that I don't think we can reach from here. Can I get around to it from the other side? No, not really. Not even if I climb that way. Not even if I was capable of climbing that way, which I don't appear to be. I'll probably have to come back around to that, like, the long way. Or, no, hang on. There's another paddle over here. On this one, there's only one paddle, so I can't just... Ooh, hi. So turning the paddle wheel opened a gate which leads out into a dark tunnel that has some eyes at the end of it. Let's make the good decision and walk directly towards them. They're making very cute chittering noises. And that does let us get up here where there is another paddle switch. We have flipped it. And I think that's gonna... part 3, new growth. Oh. Yeah, the tangle of brambles in the well is... water is starting to fill the well with the brambles in it, and this has caused some vines to come out from it. Oh. Neat. We can use our water balloons on the vines that have come out of the tangle, and it causes them to grow out and cover the floors and walls. Can we climb them? Yes, we can. This is how we get up to places. Okay, hang on. If this is how we get up to places. Can we get a vine out this way so that we can climb up there too? Or are all these vines basically going one way? No, they're going all kinds of ways. I think if we just kind of keep... Oh no, there's a there's like a little crack in the ground here. And if they go over the crack in the ground, they don't really come back out. Oh, darn. I'm sort of having fun splashing these vines now.
As the city filled up with people, the streets filled up with garbage. In a fury, the king painted over the roads with a canal, which swept away the trash, along with some of the slower children. But the water brought something else, a horde of vines which began covering the city.
You say it like it's a bad thing. The vines, I mean. The vines are clearly pretty cool. You should probably... The point is that the king is not this kind of person, but if your civic infrastructure, like, disadvantages slower children, then maybe it's worth looking at different solutions. We'll just let the vines climb their way over this trellis over here so that we can get a little further up. There's also a balloon up there. Nope. Nope. Oh, I can't get to the balloon from here. It is simply too high up. Wait, can I climb the... Yeah, there we go. Just let the trellises... Just let the vines go over this archway and then climb the vines up over the archway so I can reach it. Wonderful. This makes me very happy. It's all just very fucking pretty. I think I need to get them to go over the... Yeah, there we go. Oh, hang on. Oh, there you are. The massive nudibranch. I'd forgotten about you. Just like covering this whole area in green. It's very pleasant. Nature's healing. Alright, let's grab this and climb over this way. Cross this wall to the other side of the river. And we'll lead our new friends to the vines. Over this way. They seem to know where they're going. Hi, Swan. Apparently, in this case, it's up. Over there where we just saw Swan. So let's do that. And balloon. I really fucking like the sound the balloon makes. It's honestly the fucking thing where the process of getting that sound effect was just like getting a balloon and throwing a water bottle at it. Oh. And climb up that way, which is clearly where we're supposed to go, but the vines also go down this way. Can we get over around here to any good effect? No, it kind of doesn't want me to do that. It would kind of rather I didn't. Oh, neat. We have led the vines to a little... like, muddy area, and it's grown a topiary of a whale. Which is adorable. I love topiary. And whales. And you probably want me to get these vines over here to this trellis where it can, yeah, grow us a little bit of a, hi Swan, a little bit of a magical bridge. I hold that probably shouldn't hold, well, I guess Monroe is like 8 or whatever. So it might hold Monroe's weight. Definitely not ours. Oh yeah, let's get the vines into the pipes. That's absolutely a good decision. So we'll just walk up this little, hang on. Walk up this little walkway, climb a little ladder. Yeah, and we can see where the vine has come out over there. We're probably meant to, like, Tarzan swing across that. Which sounds incredibly exciting and dangerous. Oh. Hooray, it actually did it for us in a little cutscene. Part 4, the palace. Which it certainly seems to be. The walls are high enough. Oh. Here's a great big tree with a great big tree house ladder on it. And climbing up into its gorgeous limbs. Gives us access to another balloon and bop. We can get down to there. Oh, well. There's another maze over there. With a... with a statue of the king in the middle of it. Which has a plaque on it, and I can't read what the plaque says. So I'm absolutely going to go over there. Oh, can I get over there? No, I have to come from here. No, I have to climb the tree again. And jump out off of the other limb onto that little platform that's over there. Oh, was there another balloon in there? Yeah, you were hiding. There we go. Pop. Any more up here? Oh, well. Probably not high enough to snap a leg. Kids are malleable. They're not like, you know, we are. At 40, where their bones start to complain after having sat in the same position for 4 hours, which I should probably take a stretch break before very long, and I'm going to. But not right now. I mean, that's probably the way we're meant to go. On the other hand, that would keep us from coming in here and checking out this maze, which we are cheating at by means of just sort of walking over the top of it. There's a page over here, though.
Unlike his nicely trimmed hedge maze, the vines refused to stay where the king wanted them. He ordered his subjects to pull up every vine they saw, but the people were getting tired of the king's endless decrees, so they secretly began watering the vines whenever the king wasn't looking.
And hang on, let's have a look at the plaque before I inevitably go grab those vines that are coming out of the pipe and fuck it up. You son of a bitch. The plaque under the statue of the king says, "Of all his creations, his greatest was himself." Cool. On the other hand, I have these uncontrollable vines. Oh. I didn't expect that to become a rocket, but it did. Hooray. Well, having done that, I'm now in the maze and don't particularly know how to get out. There we go. More vines. We're just gonna go ahead and splash the whole floor and let them do their thing. Until eventually they come to, presumably, this gate and then tear it off its fucking hinges. Oh, no, not quite. They just sort of went through it. Which is great for them. How am I supposed to get over there? Ah, I climb up the vines that way. Oh, that's another crack for the vines to disappear into. Okay. I'm just having a good time letting the vines sort of take over the room. I like how even though it's another area where everything's in like stark white and it's difficult to make out the zone, but the vines running all over everything gives the contrast so you can sort of see cutouts of everything. It's so nice. The game's so goddamn pretty. I'm gonna keep saying it. Alright, let's jump back down here to ground level. Ooh, stained glass window. Pretty, let's get over there. You know, eventually. Oh, okay. This is sort of a banquet hall of a room with dining table, a very long dining table and chairs in the middle. Alright. There's the stained glass windows, which the vines can escape through, but we can't. Oh my god, shut up. We're pretending you actually care. You don't. It's a ploy simply to make us look bad, and we don't give a shit. Because you're wrong, we know you're wrong, and anyone who bothers to look at the facts will also tell you that you're wrong. Sorry. I tried to leave that shit in the preamble, but I'm stuck in the middle of it at the moment. You keep saying it, and you are correct every time. Yeah. Oh. Swan's running off that way. We need to get the vines over to there so that they can make a little bridge for us. Get up. Here we go. And we'll just let you completely encircle this. And, well, I guess you're not going to grow a little thing out to there. I have to just jump over here and sadly leave you behind. Goodbye, vines. I hope that I meet you further down the road. Sort of seems like I should. Oh. Part 5, the sea wall. We have a balloon and Bop. And over here, another story page.
The king hated the sea, and all because of his very first castle. It was the only one he had ever come close to finishing, and it took him a single day. But then the tide came in and washed it all away. He vowed that someday he'd build a kingdom that would last forever.
This is absolutely something I've said before, but the entire point of sand castles is to provide evidence of the transits of empires. This is the king taking the wrong lesson. There's another telescope which is pointing out to an island in the distance. Let's... Oh, neat. Well, we can point out to the island where we can see what looks like a statue of the king, except it's got a hole in it. It's apparently pretty big to be able to be seen at that distance, but as we zoom in closer, we can see its eyes. As we zoom in closer, we can see that the eyes are windows, as all eyes are, to the soul. And we can get right up to that and see someone just sitting in there in front of a fire. Well, that's where we need to go, because there's the Swan Prince. Can we just make that jump? Yeah, we can just make that jump. Wonderful. I meant to, well, I was about to say, we meant to jump down there, and probably not, because there's sharks. So I guess we're meant to go over this way. We get, well, we can't get in through there either. Oh, hey, the vines coming out through the stained glass windows. Forgot about you. Let's see where you want to go. Are we going up from here? Or are we supposed to climb down over this precarious... Well, no. No, we were not meant to do that. Right, so I guess we are meant to climb upwards. Oh, hey, there we go. There's a sort of the undercarriage of this bridge is kind of a hand-holdy jungle gym thing. So let's cover that in vines. Why not? Urban gardening. Is it still urban if it's Renaissance flavored? Or I guess more fantasy? There we go. Flat over this way above, you know, the shark pool. I guess my question is, if the king hated the sea so much, why did he let the river in? Oh, no, up. This way is where we're meant to go. Because there's another of the hand-holdy. There we go. I associate these with, like, I know I said jungle gym, and I did mean it. But because of the way that we are, I associate them a little more with American Gladiators and, like, Ninja Warrior. Well, okay, well, not all that way. I need to be very cautious and fall. Yep. Very cleanly onto this narrow strip of stone. Oh, another story page.
The vines were slowly burying the king and his city. No matter what he tried, the king couldn't stop them. So he decided to create something that could. He mixed in paint thinner, malice, and snot, and soon had the outlines of a pretty horrible creature. But it wasn't until the thing began to coil its tentacles and snap its jaws that the king understood what he had made. And for the first time in his life, the king was afraid.
Lol. Lamau. I guess we're meant to climb this. Oh, we'll just keep climbing the pipe even after the, like, handhold sort of gone away. We're just shimmying, apparently. I don't like that. Alright, but we did make it up. There's a balloon over there. Absolutely fucking huge. We definitely can't reach it from here. Press F to pick up fire hose. Maybe I'm wrong. Haha. Yep, we hit it with the fire hose. That went well. So, hang on, now that we have this fire hose... Oh, there's another balloon over there also. We bop it with the fire hose, but... now we have a tool to really, really water these vines. Yes. Yes, indeed. Go ahead, spread everywhere. I just sort of let them crawl across all of those walls on the other side until eventually they make their way around to here, I guess? Like, fuck it, if nothing else, I'm just having fun covering the walls in ivy. Just sort of work it across that bridge up there. There we go. Kind of winding its way back now. I need you to come down here a little, though, Vines. There you go. That's almost got it. Let's trace you all along this wall. There we go. You can take a nice flying leap up there. I'm going to keep letting you grow wherever it is you want to grow. Okay. Flip our way over to this sort of torn up ass walkway. Was that the door closing behind him? Yeah. Part 6, the bell tower. Sanctuary, sanctuary.
Even half finished, the creature had no trouble swallowing up all the king's soldiers, half his zoo, and 3 peppermint gazebos. It was only with the help of his pet hippo and the giant that the king was able to force it into the sea. And though the water remained black for years after, the creature was never seen again on shore.
I like the way that I sort of ended up covering it up by the vines, but the illustration of the monster that the king created, like, easily tears itself over the, like, boundaries of the page and out the window. Very cool. How the hell am I supposed to get out of this room? Oh, there's a paddle wheel up there. Hang on. Alright, well, I can't get to it from here, so let's climb the walls. Apparently not that way. Other way. Well, that sort of worked. It opened a trapdoor. Oof, which was a little bit harder to jump to than I might have liked. Okay. So, alright. This is the same problem. We just splash this around so that the vines can eventually get us up there to that open window. Now we have a nice big... We have a nice view of the city now, up here near to the floating ship. Oh, balloon. And another page here on the ground.
Within a short time, the king's subjects had all moved away, except the giant, who was quite loyal and also very lazy.
We can get a really good view of all the havoc we caused. Which I do like. Oh, hello, Swan. And the Swan's gone away again. On the other hand, there's a massive bell here, and Oh, I was really hoping that I could hit the clapper in the middle and make it swing and do the big ding dong. But it doesn't really want me to swing my big ding dong, and I get
Monroe
that.
waved goodbye to the giant and set sail. But no matter how fast he went, the swan was always just out of reach. And not for the first time that day, Monroe suspected he was being led somewhere. Then they flew into a cloud, and everything went black.
Ah, wonderful. That's the end of our second chapter. And I think this is a good time to go ahead and take the break, which will be just a little bit. Before I do that, as usual, wish to take the opportunity to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, the lives of people of color matter, that Palestinian, Ukrainian, Sudanese, Congolese, Iranian lives matter. Which is another thing I keep saying and is correct every time. There are many ways to be in solidarity with your fellow travelers upon this earth, and we like to push for direct mutual aid, as it helps people who are suffering right now suffer less, and people with a firm foundation under them don't need as big a lever to move the world. So on the break, I'm going to go to the mutual aid hashtag on my social media and boost what needs I can there. I hope that you take the opportunity to check out mutual aid initiatives, in places you operate, both online and in meat space, because the only way we get out of this is through, and the only way we get through this is together. In the meantime, maybe do a stretch, or get some water, hit the restroom, have a snack, do whatever self-care is useful to you. I'll do the same. And I'll see you back here in just a little bit, and we'll go into chapter 3. Hello. I'm back. I'm just going to have a sip of my water real quick before continuing. Talking for 3 hours straight is not easy, especially when you're not used to doing anything straight. But we are at chapter 3, which is nighttime. Actually, I'll tell you what, before we do that, let's take a step back and look at the toys thing. Let's see what we can spend our balloons on. There is a balloon radar, a radar that lights up when you get close to a balloon. This is unlocked after finishing the game. Yep, so. Clean canvas erases paint splats and anything else you've created. Activate by pressing L. Concept art, early sketches and models created to help establish the game's look. Access via chapters menu. The fire hose fires a steady stream of paintballs, and then there's unlocked chapters, and then there's also a sniper rifle. Fires balls with deadly accuracy, not really. Actually, it fires balls in a straight line, sometimes. And stop time for balls, pauses balls in midair, useful for throwing dozens of balls at once to make a giant mess. The only one of these that I would want to buy at the moment is the hose, and we don't have enough balloons to do that. So let's jump back into the game. As that, I thought that we might not finish it tonight, but the game's, well,
in darkness following the swan's voice, but he never saw a thing. Not the stars, not the swan, and certainly not the tree he got stuck in. When the clouds lifted, the swan was gone, leaving Monroe alone in the middle of an immense forest. Since there was nothing else to be done, he jumped.
Okay. I was about to say, I thought we might not finish it tonight, but on the other hand, there's like apparently this chapter and one more. So kind of depending how fast this goes, we might. We've been dropped into, as the narration gave us, an immense forest. We can see the sky, which is very beautiful stars with a very painterly moon over there. That massive statue of the king we saw earlier in the distance. But everything ground level to us is pretty much invisible. Oh, hang on. As we move a little bit, there's a glowy thing over here. Let's absolutely go grab that glowy thing. Well, because we could not see what was in front of us, we fell down a hole. Thus keeping the glowy thing from us. Oh, but here's another one. I'm choosing not to worry about the fact that it's surrounded by spider webs. Can I take it with me? I cannot. There's another glowy thing over here. Hopefully there's not another hole in between us and it. No. So every time I hit one of these little hanging glow fruits, it lights up the area around us. A little bit more. Enough to see by. Enough apparently to see the next glowy spot for us to go to. So I suppose we just keep following the little dots of light. And the, of course, glow-in-the-dark swan prints. Pop. I'm choosing not to be upset by that noise. Okay, well, alright, we climb this little tree trunk up here. You get to the next one. I do like the way that, oh, hi, you're spiders. Hey, I've turned away from them. But content warning for spiders, I suppose. Yep. Spider's another creature that gets unfairly maligned. Probably won't fuck with you if you don't fuck with it. I do like the way that, hey, balloon. Pop. I do like the way that all of the things that are visible in this area are drawn and textured. It is a very cool vibe. I think we'll stay until the game isn't covered in darkness. That makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure the... Can I get a paintball over there? In that little cut-off area? Apparently not. Apparently the last chapter is going to be more very bright. Ow. Very bright, very stark landscape. But this one is, this area is very chill. Did I ever, like, actually say what the things look like? All of the items that are drawn in our little circle of glow lights are the same sort of incredibly polygonal kind of rocks and trees that we've seen in other places in the game. But they're textured, like, very, very simply, kind of like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Ow. Alright, so, apparently we can't be in the dark for too long, or the unfairly maligned spiders start taking swipes at us. Hey, how do I not be in here? How do I be somewhere else? I have asked myself this on a near daily basis. Alright, well... Literally, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get out of this little pit. Okay, there we go. That big light up there is something I can knock down. And I'll carry the light with me, like Viz. Which is... it's... You probably don't know that thing. It's an OC that I created a while ago. They're a moth. They have a little lantern that they carry because they're a moth. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's keep rolling this little... Oop, balloon. Pop. Let's keep rolling this little glow ball. I'll try to not stare directly at the ball so as to not make the screen too bright for you. But it's about to run down this hill. We're going to be obliged to run after it. Keep lighting up that road. Keep rolling down that hill. Couldn't tell you who sung it if I fucking tried. It's a clip I kept hearing on fucking TikTok. Because I didn't hear it on TikTok, I heard it on TikTok compilations on YouTube. I am not hip with the times. Come out into a little pond. So let's pop this way. There we go. Part 2, the river. Okay. So the light orb has gotten away from us. It's in the river. We cannot jump into the river. Well, I guess we can. But they just don't want us to. The orb's just going to be floating down the river, and we need to just keep pace alongside it, I guess. It's this game's version of an auto-scroller section. It's okay. Orange is nice color on eye. Getting used as blue light filter and all that. Alright, good. Oh hey, it's the glasses frog from earlier. Hello, glasses frog. Oop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, orb found a waterfall. You just real quick get around there. Oh, hey. Balloon. And pop. Oh. There's an alligator over there, or crocodile. Whichever's correct. I feel like I remember reading that the differences is mainly like what habitat they're in and also something to do with their rows of teeth. I don't know that myself. Let's get the orb over this way to where a story page is waiting for us.
The king was tired of creating perfect kingdoms only to attract less than perfect subjects. He decided he'd have to leave a legacy the old-fashioned way, with a family. So he began to build one, starting with a house.
that's water again. Okay, hang on. We're supposed to knock the orb over this way, so they can go down that little rivulet over here. Which I'm pretty sure is the correct term. There we go, and it's starting to look a little bright over there. There's at least outlines of things. And another story page. Which is good, because the ball is now coming to rest at the end of this river.
The king had never had much luck with people, so instead of trying to find a wife, he painted one. When she opened her eyes, the king was astonished. He had created a female version of himself. The king was in love.
Okay. So, that's the way we're meant to go. And there's a dotted line over here, which sort of is in the shape of a staircase, but there's not a staircase there. So I'm a little, oh, here we go, unsure how we're supposed to. Oh, that's... That's interesting. Okay, so let me kind of describe what I'm looking at here. There's there's the dark area that we've been in, and it's kind of overlooking this place where there's like some boxes and an urn and some kind of like slatted fences, but over to that there's a sign post that is flat, but when we look into it, it looks like it's very deep and looks like the blueprints of a house. We're probably going to just jump into this, huh? Yep. Part 3, home. Can we just go back out? We can. But apparently that's not the way we need to go. So let's go up to where the house is, I guess. Oh, balloon. Oh, that's... Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so I was throwing the... that's my cue to go. It was nice. I'll see you. See you. I hope you have a good evening. I'm sorry that the game is the way it is. All right, so what we're doing now, with our splatters, is we put one down and it creates a dot. Then we put another down and it traces sort of a square. And we throw that down, and then that creates a cube, which we can then fill by throwing a third one. So we're creating sort of volumetric rectangles And I guess we're meant to use those to get over to that series of platforms. I mean, that's like the hard way to do it. I don't think we have to. We can just do it like this, kind of. Just kind of create a staircase for ourselves. There we go. Are there balloons over here that I cannot see? There isn't, but also there's a edge that I can absolutely fall over. So that's good to know. All right. So having hopped up here to this apparently facade of a house, there's a balloon behind here. Because obviously there is. Why wouldn't there be? Bop. And I guess we use this to create our staircase as per the diagram. Those blueprints are there for a reason. You gotta make sure your strand data is okay. Because if you don't put enough rebar in a thing, it collapses. Alright. And doing that has led us back out to the area we were just in. And lets us into the house. Which is apparently much like other houses, except there's vines growing through them. You know, there's tables and chairs and a bookshelf with books and most of the second floor that's missing. And a story page over on this wall.
Bursting with joy, the king locked himself in his workshop painting gifts for his queen. He never saw her lack of interest, though she made no effort to hide it. The only gift she kept was his first, a little silver paintbrush.
And on the wall we have images of the king and his sort of military regalia and mustache. And the queen, presumably, which looks like Monroe's mom. And a hippo in a crown. Part 4, the nursery. Let's go have a look at this page first.
Every day the king painted a new room for the house, and every day he abandoned it as not good enough for his queen. While he slept, the queen spent her nights painting creatures of the forest, though she never finished a single one. 5 months went by before the king noticed she was pregnant.
And we have an easel, which jumps down into another blueprint area, so let's go ahead and fall into that gap. Damn it. I saw there was a balloon over there. Can I get to it from here? A little bit. Pop. There it is. Okay, so we would like this. No, stop that. Why aren't you doing the thing? There we go. Let's do it that way. We're gonna have to make a bunch of sort of mismatched slats to sort of fill in this area. We definitely can't get all of that in one go. I don't know. Maybe we can. Oh no, it won't let us actually. It'll only let us make a block about that wide. We definitely need another one. Okay, so we'll just jump down here, out of the balcony. There's a little gaze bow over there. Which I definitely want to get to. Can I put stuff on the... Yeah, I sure can. There we go. That's a lot easier than making a... No. Get up there, please and thank you. Alright, I'm just gonna... I sort of feel like I'm... hitting that, but the game disagrees. There we go, balloon. Alright, we'll just extrude that. And, oh no. Just a little bit too tall for us to get on top of. That's fine. We'll just make a little extra stair step to make that a little easier. Oh. Yep. We'll climb up this winding staircase. Go to this little platform room where let's make these stairs to spec. Alright, I'm doing that wrong. I just said let's make them to spec and then I absolutely didn't do that thing, but that's okay. They'll work in the rough. Oh, okay, we need to get up there. There's a ladder over there. cannot get quite all the way up that ladder. Hang on. I need that to be a little longer than it is. How about we just extrude that one like all the way? That's really finicky to use. Granted, this system is like its whole own wild fucking thing. It's doing a lot with a very small number of design elements, and maybe I shouldn't be complaining about how the fact that it's a little bit finicky. Hop up this way. We've made our way up the tower here to a kind of observatory where we can press F to use telescope, which zooms back out of the easel and out to the moon.
Hey!
Oh, that's cute. It zooms out to the moon where there's a picture of a mountain on the moon that's split down the center with two cloaked figures standing in front of it. Like Journey. Like the video game Journey. Let's loop around this way. Oh. Yep, hang on. There's a balloon up on top of that. And like, where are we supposed to go now? Oh, okay. We're supposed to use this, and then extrude a thing up to there, so we can jump back up through the easel this way. Ow. So we, again, jump off the balcony here and follow the swan prints down this way. Apparently the spiders are gone.
On the night before the queen was to give birth, she left. All she took was a single unfinished painting. When the king woke, he found no explanation, and he never did.
Oh, balloon. The massive statue of the king is still out there in the distance. Getting closer and closer to it now. This is probably like... Oh, oops. We flipped a switch to start a motorboat. Part 5, The King's Monuments.
For 9 years, the king didn't paint a thing. Then he had a vision, a colossal monument of himself that would be his legacy for the ages. But he hadn't even finished painting the scale model, which was over 100 feet tall itself, when his powers began to fail.
That explains all the stuff. Why the statue looks wildly unfinished. Oh, cool. Electricity. That'll be fun to deal with. Let's see what the page has to say.
The king never finished another painting. Then one night he went to sleep and couldn't even finish his own dream, and he's been trapped inside it ever since.
Well, there's a ladder leading up to the monument, but it's very clearly electrified. So let's go this way, where there's some swan prints following the electrical cables that lead to, of course, a very large lemon. This is what electricity looks like. Well, that set off some alarms. We can, presumably, climb this scaffolding carefully. Is there water rising underneath us, or... Oh, yes, the water is rising from underneath us. We are on a timer. Okay, well... Okay, so we can't... We have to ride this table up on the water in order to get up. We're probably going to have to jump off at some point. Right, we made it through the roof. Back again over these incredibly dark pieces of walkway. I can hear our swan friend wonking. I can't see where they are. I'm going to trust that they're there and just keep climbing. Hello, swan friends. Here's a switch. Go ahead and hit that, which raises this probably final bit of crane material over to a ladder leading up to the face of the king statue. And up into that,
As Monroe stood there trying to think of something to say, the statue shuddered and the hatch slammed shut. And now there was no more need for talking. The king was awake.
So yeah, it looks like we are going to finish this tonight because we have one chapter left. It is apparently not a very long chapter, and we've got 30 minutes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Chapter 4, The King's Dream.
Ah, it's you, the boy from my dream. What a strange dream it was. My life's work was being destroyed, and all I could do was watch.
Come, sit here by the fire.
Absolutely, Talking Hippo.
It all began right there, in the house I grew up in. I heard a heavy knocking at the door, just like on the night I left.
Of note, we are in the middle of a new kind of environment. Everything's very visible, all done in with sort of crosshatch shading. Looks like Edward Gorey a little bit. There's a knocking at the door.
But there was nothing there, just white space.
Oh, okay, this is a mirror. Great. I thought it was a window because I could see the that image out there, but apparently the reason we're seeing that is because this is what the king looks like at this time. It's just a sort of much smaller man in a boater's cap, but still a mustache. We're back out into the blank expanse. I'm hucking my
But when I got outside, disaster. Some miscreant had painted everything. My garden was ruined.
Oh. We're going back out through the garden area that we were in previously, which is splattered the way we splattered it.
And said, "Help me! Some little hooligan is running around splattering everything in the garden. I think he's headed for the... Yeah. Something got in my mouth. Oh dear.
Ah, there we go.
I saw my unfinished labyrinth, abandoned and forgotten. And then the credits appeared.
Your dreams have credits?
Oh yes, and subtitles.
A Dream by Giant Sparrow. Written and directed by Ian Dallas. Producer Max Giger. Or Geiger. That name is familiar to me for reasons that isn't this, and I'm trying to figure out why. We're spreading vines all over the area, so we can go off and jump to that wall.
I saw my beautiful city strangled by those disgusting vines. I built it to stand 100 lifetimes, and instead, it'll be buried in one. A monument for weeds.
Hey, how's the reflecting pool going? Technical artist Gary Brunetti and technical director Joshua Sarfty?
It was full of people, like the old days. It smelled like roasted goose. For a moment, I was happy.
Okay, apparently we can't convince the vines to come into this room. Programmers Joshua Beeler, Chris Oates, and Eric Itomura. There's very jolly music coming from over there. Level designer Ben Esposito. Oh. I was just watching a short playthrough of Neon White earlier today. Which is a game that was made by or fronted by led by? It was a game development team led by Ben Esposito, who also made Donut County and that Sonic minigames collection that they did on Polygon that one time.
Then suddenly, I was alone again. The world had become cold and dark.
We're back out into the woods.
Cold death rising up around me.
Swan animation by Mehdi Yusuf, Swan rig by Jonah Goodwin and Mehdi Yusuf. Additional programming by Nathan Frost and David Seams, or Siams. Oh, press F to pick up the box. And set it in the river so that we can float down the river on the box. Additional art by Flavin Corvuier. I again apologize if I'm mispronouncing these names. Narrator Julie Pari.
I floated past chunks of the house I built, or started building. Scarcely 10 years later, and the whole thing was in ruins. My works were meant to last forever, but most of them will be gone before I am.
King by Terry Gilliam.
I was at a funeral. My own, as it turned out. No one was there. Except you.
Oh yeah, there's a little cardboard cutout pop out of Monroe. Who I presume we're now inhabiting. We're walking through a cathedral towards a... very clearly the king's corpse in a box. It was maybe noble to splatter him, but...
I saw my monument, my last hope of leaving something that would live on after me, and I began to walk towards it.
Ooze animation by Richard Greenspan.
And with each step I took, I got larger. I just kept growing and growing, like a teenager. With a gentle push, my monument crumbled and sank.
See ya, bud.
I saw my life's work laid out in front of me. Soon it would crumble into dust or be painted over by someone who would come after me, the same way I painted over what was here before me.
Yeah, impermanence is a hell of a drug.
When the universe ended, I knew that everything I'd made was over. And as I sat there, looking out into the darkness, I thought back on all the things I'd built and left unfinished. I realized something. I wasn't sad that it was all gone. I had fun making all that stuff. I would have done it anyway. And then, somehow I knew that when I woke up, all my work really would be destroyed. And that's when you showed up. I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad to see you. I have something for you. This brush isn't mine anymore. My work is over. It belongs to you now. I hope it makes you happy, and that someday they will say, he is a better man than his father. That door will take you anywhere you want to go, but leave quickly, child. None of this will last for long.
And that night, even though he was very tired, Monroe did something that would have made his mother very happy. He painted.
The end. Showing an image of Monroe in bed with a painting at the foot of his bed of the swan having its neck finished. Its neck was the thing that had not been finished. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. With a couple of swanlings. Ah. It's such a pretty little game. If I felt like it, I guess I could go through and get all of the balloons, probably use the balloon radar to make that easier, but I'm not going to do that. Instead of that, I'm going to call the stream here for the evening. A little earlier than I might have otherwise. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here quietly because I'm honestly fucked up a little bit. If you can sit through this and not feel feelings, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's Unfinished Swan. Thank you. We had more people in chat than we have in a while. Thank you to everyone who jumped in. Glad of you to join me. Thank you to anyone watching this as a VOD. I hope that you're having a good time in the time and space that you occupy. I've been Remy of the Free Association. I had sort of thought this game was long enough to be 2 streams long. So I don't really know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be my last stream for a while, and then September is going to take the stream back over starting next week. I might do some Minecraft, or I might do an art stream, or I might just find some little doodad to play around with for 3 hours. It sort of depends. I'll post it on social media like I do every weekday before the stream. But yeah, until then, I want you to remember that I love you. I want you to stay alive. Take care of yourself and look out for each other. And I'll see you later. No, I can't hit quit on the game. I have to hit the buttons. Is there anyone I could raid at the moment? No. Not really, not at the moment. I need to get better about that thing, but I'll deal with that goddamn later. Okay. See ya. Sleep well.